Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel where we discuss all things narcissism, and this video is going to look into more of why narcissistic people return, why they come back for the Hoover. And when it comes to the term the narcissist Hoover, this is named after the vacuum cleaner brand Hoover, as a narcissistic person comes along to suck you back into their games, to treat you like dirt, to discard you all over again. Now, when it comes to genuine people, non-narcissistic people, there's various factors as to why they return to a narcissistic person. One, they simply just don't see who the narcissist truly is and what the narcissist is truly doing. Two, they've been conditioned into believing that everything is their fault and they need to improve and they need to work harder, and they feel grateful that the narcissist is willing to give them another chance. So they change themselves to work harder to please the narcissist. They can potentially be trauma bonded. So due to all the highs and lows of the relationship, releasing so many different chemicals from the dopamine of the highs and the cortisol with the lows and the stress, you come addicted to that pattern of behavior. Your body becomes chemically addicted, so it's like weaning yourself off a extremely powerful drug. And when they are treating you so nice, when they are treating you so well, it's hard to imagine life without them. And then when they treat you so poorly and blame you for everything that's going wrong, you're the one that doubts yourself. The cognitive dissonance, because of the mismatch of the reality you are living and the gaslighting that the narcissist is feeding you, you end up confused and drained. There can be financial reasons. A narcissistic person will isolate you from friends and family and resources, financial resources. So you feel like you've got nowhere to go and nowhere to turn to. There's that object constancy where even when there is disagreements or conflict, you still genuinely care about that person. It's not until you hit a point where something just clicks, and it can be something minor over so many major instances, or it can be something major where something just clicks and you've just had enough and you make a choice that just no more. It's not an easy choice to make. However, when something just clicks and you've had enough, you just make that choice that I'm not doing this anymore. And then you learn from your experience and stumble onto a new path of life and find something to give you the drive to aim forward for something, so that you no longer fall back into the narcissist traps. There are many reasons why a genuine person takes a narcissistic person back, and they vary from person to person, and there's more than I've just explained there. When it comes to a narcissistic person wanting us back, we can believe it's because they made a mistake and they genuinely care and they genuinely want to be there for us, especially when they come along with that Hoover where they are treating us oh so well. We think they want us back because we believe they're coming from the place that we're coming from and not the place that they're coming from. As although we are all capable of thinking like them, we don't all think like them until we learn about their thinking, and then it becomes almost unbelievable of how can someone treat another person like that. Yeah, with the experience you live with a narcissist, it gives you that evidence that they do treat people like that. When it comes to narcissistic people, they return to you because they're seeking that external validation that they still matter to you, that they're still important to you, that they can still exploit you, that they can still get one over on you, that you will still be there for them, you will still fall for their lies, that they can manipulate you, and they get a smugness, a sense of happiness, of getting one over on you. So they return for that validation from you. Narcissistic people can return because their new source of supply isn't working out quite how they had hoped. And no source of supply works out how a narcissistic person hopes due to the narcissist thought process, due to their internal dialogue, due to the fact that the narcissist doesn't perceive themselves as to making any mistakes. So when mistakes inevitably happen in life, instead of communicating about them and discussing them and resolving them and learning from them and growing from them and moving forward with experience, narcissistic people blame the other person and play the victim and sulk off to find a supply that will give them the validation that they require, that they were never the problem, because they don't take responsibility for their behaviour. Narcissistic people are some of the most envious people you could ever meet, which is why they seek to destroy other people, which is why they gossip about other people, which is why they pull other people down, which is why they can't be pleased for another person's success, which is why they ruin special occasions. So a narcissistic person will come back to you when they realise you're doing better without them. They'll come at you and they'll claim that you've changed. They don't recognise that you were doing perfectly well without them, unless it was your narcissistic parent. If it's a narcissistic partner or boss or friend that you met later on in life, they don't recognise that you were doing perfectly well without them, and they came along, and due to the environment you were in with them, you changed for the worse because you got conditioned into pleasing them and not speaking to other people and not doing the hobbies you enjoy, and they took the light out of you. They took your drive from you. They took the pleasure out of life from you. They made you miserable. They don't see that as their fault. They see that as that's who you became, which in their eyes, because that's who you became, and it had nothing to do with them. So then when they see you doing better without them, they come at you and claim that you've changed. They don't see that you've changed because without their negativity in your life, you've managed to start to enjoy your life again. They often see it as that you must have changed because you want them back, because they're oh so special. So you must have put the effort in to win them back. And now you've put the effort in to win them back. Here they are, playing nice to try and get back into your good books, so that they can exploit you. Some narcissistic people want to join you for the ride. Other narcissistic people see you doing well and they want to take that from you. They want to punish you. Narcissistic people get pleasure out of other people's pain, other people's suffering. This is when they can sit and watch something so horrific on TV and just claim that the people deserved it in some way, or suffering of a generation, and they can say, well, that's nothing compared to what I went through. And what they went through themselves might have very well been horrific. However, most people who have been through something horrific can feel for another person who's going through something horrific. A narcissistic person turns it back onto themselves and their own suffering because they're so self-absorbed. They come back to ruin an event or a special occasion, again, because they're envious. So they cannot be happy for another person's achievement or success or happiness or celebration. So they come to try and ruin it, which is often why you'll get that happy birthday message or congratulations message from them, to which genuine people can just send a happy birthday or a congratulations message. So when you take offence to this, and I can't believe they've done this, most people who have not experienced narcissistic abuse kind of think, well, what's your problem? They're only sending you a happy birthday. They don't understand it. They've not lived it. When you've lived it, you can understand it and grasp it and understand why you feel the way you do, which is why sometimes it's not advisable to share information with people that just aren't going to understand where you're coming from. And sometimes it's information that other people just don't need to know. Narcissistic people return because they need something from you. Whether that's they need your money, they need admiration, they need a roof over their head, they need that validation, they need an enabler to help them prove that they're innocent in whatever they've done to somebody else. They need a flying monkey. They need a scapegoat so they can come back, and when you reject them, they can scapegoat you. So narcissistic people return when they want something from you. They return to punish somebody. So if somebody isn't working out how they wanted, they come back to you to triangulate you both, to divide and conquer, to make you both work harder to please the narcissistic one. And narcissistic people can do this with their partners and their exes. They can do it with their parents. They can do it with their children and their partners. So they will drop their child for a new partner and the new partner's children. And when the new partner and the new partner's children isn't serving them as they like, they drop the new partner and the new partner's children and go back to the child, and they blame everything to their child on the new partner and the new partner's children. And then when the child, their own flesh and blood, doesn't serve them as they would like, they get offended and they go back to the new supply and the new supply's children. And then they blame their child, saying that their child needed them. And the new supply can kind of think, well, yeah, fair enough, I can understand that. And it rationalizes and justifies the narcissist's behavior away so that the narcissist doesn't have to tell the truth. They kind of take something that can be relevant or can actually be factual. So it's easier to believe in the lies that they're telling you because their intentions are actually completely different from the stories they're telling you. They can come back to punish you. They can come back if you ended it with them. They can try to worm their way back in so that they can be the one that discards you, so they can feel better about themselves. And whether you end it with them or they end it with you, either way, once you're free, you've had a lucky escape. A narcissistic person, either way, will be telling everybody it was their choice and their decision because you're the crazy one, and they tried everything to help you, but nothing was getting through to you. Or you were the abusive one and they go and gain all the sympathetic attention and you're left with your reputation in ruins. They come back to get their needs met by you, to get what they want from you. Narcissistic people do not come back because they love or care about you. If they loved or cared about you, they would not treat you in the ways that they do. They wouldn't treat you in the ways that they deny they treat you. If they loved and cared about you, they would be respectful towards you. They would be loyal towards you. You'd be able to trust them. They come back because they want something from you at that moment in time. And as soon as they've got what they want from you, they discard you all over again and move on to somebody new. It takes an average of 7 attempts to get out of these kinds of relationships. So some people do get out on the first and second. Some people, it takes a lot longer. Whatever it takes you, you have to have that aim that you want better in your life. You want to grow, you want to learn, you want to achieve, you want to find the happiness. There's enough suffering in the world without those who claiming they love you making life worse for you. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers, and your continued support with the channel is greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.